everything that you've been dreaming of. Baby, I've been in LA for too long, and I still ain't found a place to call home. Ain't no fun in making it all alone. All this glamour at Grammy parties ain't the same. Had me wishing that I never got on that plane. 'Cause now I'm stuck in California, just trying to get to you. I might drive back down to Georgia and wait there for you. 'Cause I seen the fame, baby, they can have it. It ain't got nothing
Hey, good afternoon, or good morning, or good night, depending on whatever part of the world you're in right now. This is Gorgo 2005, welcoming everybody to the channel today. And guess what? Right off the bat, we have a great big thank you to Tranquil Hill Farms, THF, for his very kind and thoughtful raid on the channel. Mr. W. Norris and his cows are out there, and that was for him. That was for him. And Cubs fan 23 Steve, I owe you something. You know what? You know why?
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Yes, Cubs fan 23 Steve, you are the very best. And we appreciate your several months of Tier 1 subscribing to the channel. Thank you oh so much. We greatly appreciate the support. Okay, let's see there. Oh, THF doing his little waving lighter there. Kind of cute. Okay, cute. Alrighty, nice stuff. Well, anyway, guys, here's what the plan is for the day. We're going to take a look at some playoff pushes, some postseason postmortems. There's going to be some historical happenings. And then if we have a chance at the end, in fact, I know we'll have a chance because I'll make the time to do it, we'll have a 25,000 perfect point giveaway at the end of my stream today, fairly close to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So anyway, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get into the game and see what's going on with my number one team in Diamond, the Flames, because we have some interesting stuff to see there. And THF needs to stick around because he's going to get a shout out on this one. Okay, so please be ready. Here we go. Okay, I've got my tournaments fully spammed up. I'm already prepared and ready that way. And I want to go in and take a look at my perfect team, because I already have my 5 drops today, courtesy of not only THF, but also there was an earlier stream that was on before him, and I'm having trouble remembering who the heck that was. It's not nice getting old. I'm here to tell you right now. But there was a streamer on earlier today that I was able to get a couple of drops from, and I got the rest of my drops from THF today. So anyway, let us see. Once I get in there finally, because it seems to be taking a while here, a little bit longer than usual. If you remember the frequent times I've gotten the game aborted, I finally broke down and did a reinstall on the software, the most recent release that came out. That is the most recent save file that they put out there on the OOTP forums. And I picked that up and I reapplied it, and I haven't had any problems, knock on wood, since then. That we haven't had any program aborts or whatever. I have a feeling that there was a corrupted file, or perhaps more corrupted files than one in the mix somewhere. So I went ahead and refreshed everything, and I think that solved the issue. But it still remains to be seen because it hasn't been in there for 24 hours yet. We'll give it a little bit of time before we actually make it go. Oh yes, Kamish LB was on THF. You are oh so right. I even got some boss battles in on him and picked me up some points. You are correct, sir. Thank you for the reminder. That it was the Fluffy Kitty Ninja show that was on earlier today that I was able to snarf from some drops from him, and got a couple of boss battles in while I was getting ready for the stream today, and also getting some lunch in the gullet, and that sort of thing. And it was kind of fun for lunch today. I actually got into Amazon Music for the first time this holiday season, and got to playing my own personal Christmas mix of my own tracks that I built myself, basically from a few Christmas tapes, cassette tapes that I digitized that we got from my late father-in-law. He built he had him a pretty nice little stereo system, pretty extensive stereo system. And he was able to record some of their favorite Christmas tunes on a cassette. I brought it home. It was high enough quality that I was able to rip it on my upper end Sony tape deck and ran it to my computer that I had at the time and digitized everything. The only problem is with my new computer that I built back in 2019, I believe it was. Yeah, 2019. I haven't been able to replicate the digital ripping of cassette tapes and also of vinyl for my turntable. So I have to figure out what's cooking with the with my connections, but something ain't right, and I've got to try to figure it out. But then again, I've got over 40,000 tracks already in my collection. I don't know much of a need right now to go get more stuff. You know what I mean? I've got plenty of things that I can rip. I've got probably upwards of 50 vinyl albums that I picked up from my son-in-law's father, some of his duplicate classical stuff, including some hard to find stuff. I like to be able to digitize a goodly portion of that, so there is an archive of the cool goodies that he passed my way that were duplicates for him. This guy had an entire room full of, that is, all the cabinets in the room were full of music, vinyl or CDs, and he went through his entire collection before he and his wife moved to a little bit more senior-friendly facility. Their house was getting a little bit too big for them to keep up with, so they retired to a smaller house. And while they were cleaning out his music supply or his music collection, he sent 2 bins of stuff my way, and I've been much more than grateful since then. But in the middle of all that, I did get some of the things ripped, including one hard to find piece of vinyl that has a cover on it written in Russian. Okay, it's a Russian orchestra, and he had 2 copies of it, and he sent 1 copy of it my way, which is really, really nice. Not only nice, but has a coolness factor attached to it. And it looks like it's taking its good old time getting me into the game today. The circle of doom is very evident, and my lack of progress bar up here, this is not telling me very good news. I'm hoping that we don't have any more instances of the game deciding to abort on me, because like I said, I had not had any problems, and all I had to do was maybe mention the lack of problems and they start showing up. Hard to say. But the circle of doom is circling, and we will see what if it doesn't respond here in another minute or so. I'm going to go to my task manager and abort the program and try to start it up from scratch again, because there is no reason I should be holding up like this, unless it's such a thing that OOTP servers may be a little bit down or maybe a little bit off. I have no way of knowing at this point. But I haven't had any problems with the client today until now. So we will, well, maybe talk a little bit for a little bit while this is still attempting to reestablish itself. I had my main team in Diamond, the Flames, that were looking at a possible playoff push, and I was going to be giving shout outs and mentions to THF, Tranquil Hill Farms, and his what he calls his ghost team. So we were going to take a look at how they contributed, or lack thereof, to my end of season fortunes that came along after the season was over. And I think it's time to invoke the task manager. Let me go ahead and do this, because it looks like it's good and locked. Bear with me here. We are going to end that task because it's dead in the water. And I'll go back and restart it again. Bear with me while we do just that. And we're ready for an ad break. So why don't we go ahead and take our first ad break while I'm attempting to get the game back, okay? So please be ready for this word from our sponsors. And I thank you for sticking around because uh, my sponsors help pay the bills, plus the fact that I don't have much content to give you yet, except for maybe some nice background music. But here we go with our ad break number 1. Please hang on for this word from our sponsors. Okay, gang, I think we are back now. So I'm in the process of attempting to log in, and there, okay, I'm in on my main account. Let's go ahead and try Perfect Team now and see how it goes. Okay, it seems to be moving right along here. We're doing better, yeah, okay, good, good, good. Yeah, we're further along than we were before. I made the right call aborting the program and then restarting it. Waiting on the blue circle of doom to signify that it's about ready to get into the game, which should be coming along any second now. We're hoping. Unless it can't sync my cards. There we are, we're in. Okay, now that we're back and out of the advertising business, let's go ahead and take a look at what our league playoff coverage looks like. Okay, coming all the way back here to the playoff tree. Here I am down here in the National Conference, and I got the number 3 wild card through a means that I'll be mentioning here in just a little bit. But we played Max's Kane County Cougars, who were the lowest seed division winner, and it happened to be my division. He was the lowest seed division winner, so he drew the number 3 wild card, which was me, and he swept me in 2 games in a best of 3 series. Then he went on and won the best of 5 against the Gary Railcats, and here he is up against Bellingham Bells, for a trip to the Diamond 372 World Series. And he's down 1 game to zip. In the other conference, the Houston Slump Busters, a former Perfect League champion, swept their wild card series against the Ottawa Hammerheads. We've seen them before. And then they took in 5 games a series, the division series here, against the Peninsula Whips that belong to Bredov. Those are Bredov's Peninsula Whips. So they are in the semifinals for the looking for a trip to the World Series, or really the American Conference Finals. And look who they get to play. Mr. Audit's Dead Meat, which is look like a kind of a fun matchup. And they are trying to ride wild card magic along with the Slump Busters, who both of these teams that are in the conference finals are wild card teams. Or that is wild card worthy teams, let's say. Mr. Audit's team, I think, may have actually won their division. I'm pretty sure Houston did not. So I think Mr. Audit's Dead Meat might have played in the same division with the Slump Busters. Let's look at that from another angle. This angle right here. And no, they were in the same division as the Hammerheads. Here's the Slump Busters down here. They had the Steel Creek Zombies in their division. But and Mr. Audit's Dead Meat did win their division, but they were the lowest seed, it looks like, of the 3 division winners. So that's why they started out in the wild card round, is because that 95 wins was only good enough to get them the 3rd seed in the entire conference. 1st seed belonged to Bredov's Peninsula Whips, and 2nd seed belonged to the Steel Creek Zombies that belonged to Hawk Moon. So they had a pretty good, yep, Dead Meat. Yes, we did have a fairly hot August and September, better than I expected. But it was actually a better July, I think, there, THF. We didn't really do too badly. Finneytown Flames, yeah. Okay, THF finally got in. I had to abort the game and then start it out again, and it seemed to behave better after that. But I ended up, here's what happened to me at the end of the season. I got to show you this, okay? Here's what happened to me at the very end of the season. I went in to the Kane County Cougars Stadium needing to win at least 1 game, because I was a game down in the number 3 wild card spot. I had to win at least 1 game in a hostile stadium against Kane County. That would be Max's team. And I ended up winning 2 of the 3. That last, very last game that allowed me to catch up with my wild card competitors. Let me, I'll get back in here and show you here once I bring in the latest sim, and we'll see who my competition was, because it was fairly cool here. Okay, my competition was this LS team, who I happened to tie with that very last win. And look at it. It's Lee's Summit Leotards, who are owned and managed by It's Enrico Palazzo. Okay, we've seen him in chat on some occasions. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but It's Enrico Palazzo is the Lee Summit manager, and we had to have a game 163 for a play-in for the final playoff spot in wild card number 3. And that's where I won that game 163 right there against them by a score of 6-3. So, and we got to play the game in my park, so my lefty cheese predominated, and we managed to walk off with that. But now we had to play our wild card series against the lowest seed division winner, and that just happened to be the Kane County Cougars from my division. And they swept me in 2 games in their ballpark. After I think they were getting even with me for taking 2 out of 3 in their park at the end of the season, through game 160, 161, and 162 in their ballpark, I took 2 of the 3. So it came time for them to play us in the wild card series. They walked off with the win, and they are still active to the best of my knowledge. As we look again at the postseason coverage and look at the playoff tree, yes, they are tied up now 1-1 with the Bellingham Bells. That's the result of this most recent sim. And down here, Mr. Audit's Dead Meat is ahead of the former Perfect League champion Houston Slumpbusters, 1-0 in their conference finals. So it's kind of an exciting league here. It's very much loaded. I don't know how in holy hell I managed to get a playoff spot 1 season after being relegated to gold. Okay? So what that means is I have made playoffs in 9 of my 12 previous Diamond seasons, and those include the seasons on either end of my relegation season out of Diamond to sent me back to gold. Oops, here I go. I'm knocking my mic all over hell's half acre here. But we managed to get into the playoffs for the 9th time in those 12 seasons, and one of those 12 seasons that one of the 3 seasons that we did not make the finals or make the playoffs was my relegation season, where I got sent back to gold because I ended up dead last in the entire league. That was a really statistical random number generator fluke, as I have proven, because my first season back, I'm in the playoffs again. So that one season where I got knocked down to gold was such an outlier and such a fluke that it didn't take me long to get back here. And here I am in the playoffs again. So I'm sticking to my guns here and going up against the big boys. And as one person in Discord has already mentioned, okay, one person in Discord has mentioned that if you were to draw an analogy of the OOTP league structure, think of Diamond League as being the big leagues. In other words, Major League Baseball. And then they cross genres to soccer or to European football and say that the perfect league is the equivalent of the Champions League. The Champions League, what is that, you might ask, if you're not familiar with European soccer or football? It is like a super European championship of all of soccer that includes every one of the European leagues that take part in the Champions League. You have the English Premier League. You've got the Spanish La Liga. You've got the French Ligue 1. You've got the Italian Liga. I'm trying to think. I forget the name of theirs, but it's Liga is the part of the Italian league name. And then you've got the German Bundesliga, those five. And I think you've also got like maybe a Turkish league in there. You might have a Scottish league in there that that participate in the Champions League. But they are like the very, very highest level of European soccer that exists in the world. Now, what we have over here in this part of the hemisphere, or this hemisphere over here, is the Copa America, which includes teams from North America through Central America to South America, and also Cuba and Jamaica and all the Caribbean places, all of the island nations therein. Those make up the teams that contribute to Copa America. So the United States participates in that particular competition for supremacy on this hemisphere. And it looks like I've got another ace of bronze that I need to spam because I just died in one. So excuse me just a second. But what I wanted to show you was how the team that I beat in that game 163, what happened with them, okay? Because I didn't fully explain this. Let's take a look at their schedule. Hang on a second. I hit the wrong thing. Let me hit their team, not the game. Okay. Now I'm going to hit their schedule. Look who they played at the tail end of the season. They played THF's team, and they beat THF's team, which, by the way, is called Tranquil Hill Farms Twitch TV. All right. Because he specializes in other portions of the game. He self-admits that he does not pay much attention to these guys. He kind of ghost ships them, so to speak. He calls them his ghost team. But look at what they just did. They lost the first two games to the team that I was playing in, playing for that final wild card spot. And then the very, very last game, game 162 of the Diamond season, THF knocked them off while I was winning against the Kane County Cougars, and that allowed us to tie for the final wild card spot, and we had to have the one game play in game 163 the next day in my park, and I won it by virtue of a 6-3 final. And it's Enrico Palazzo's Lee Summit Leotards have to wait for another season before they can try for playoffs one more time. They gave us one heck of a run for our money, and we were very, very lucky to come out on top in that particular race. And even though we got kind of smushed in the wild card round, we still had a pretty good showing. So THF, thank you for your team helping my team hit the playoffs, okay? I think the check is in the mail, as they say, okay? If the bill isn't in the mail, then the check certainly is in the mail, Okay, let's see there. Okay, nothing much else. Okay, but THF coming through with his emotes there, which I appreciate. So my season has come to a close here in Diamond 372. So we already know the 4 teams who are still going at it in the playoffs. We have a little less than 4 minutes to go before we hit the end of this sim that maybe will be a game 3 on this side. No, I'll bet they have a travel day today. I'll bet they have a travel day today while this side over here plays their game 2. Because I think it's a 2-3-2 playoff format in this best of 7 series. That it's going to be 2 games at the home field of the higher seed, and then 3 games at the lower seed, and then 2 games back at the higher seed again. So I don't know who's the higher seed, who's the lower seed. I'm guessing Mr. Audit's Dead Meat is a higher seed because they won a division, and the Houston Slump Busters came in second in theirs. They came in second in theirs to, I believe it was it the Steel Creek Zombies? I forget. Let me look back here. Let's look back here. Yeah, the Steel Creek Zombies. They were second place in Steel Creek's division, ended up 13 games in back of them, and they have made it farther than their division winning team, which was Steel Creek. And I think, if I remember right too, they kind of had a role in knocking them off, and no, they didn't. Mr. Audit's team took care of Steel Creek. Slump Busters took care of Bredov's Peninsula Whips, and now we're waiting on another sim to come in to decide game 2 of this conference final over here. So it's pretty exciting action here in Diamond 372. A lot of familiar names, people that we've long seen in the game, because there again, I think it's a really good analogy. The Diamond League in OOTP is the equivalent of Major League Baseball, and there's another higher level that only the stratosphere gets to go to, and that is Perfect League. Okay, so I have a pretty good bet that the Slump Busters aren't going to take this laying down, because they are former Perfect League champions. They have one of those nice shiny little acrylic trophies sitting in their personal trophy case, and I congratulate them for that. But I'm kind of pulling for Mr. Audit in this one. Okay, I like the Slump Busters. I really like them a lot, but I have a little bit of a personal preference here. I'd like to see the Dead Meat become the meat of the undead, shall we say? Okay, and show some life and come into a World Series at the expense of the Slump Busters, who have inflicted plenty of pain in their history, and it's a very storied history at that. Okay, alrighty. Oh, I see. S. Hunter USA. He can't get into Perfect Team and Concept. It sounds like something to really enjoy. Have plenty of points for it, but the traditional league styles have been a lot more enjoyable for you. Yeah, there's so many different ways to play this game and get a kick out of it. And whoa, Nersha Banco, thank you so much for your Tier 1 subscription for 4 months in a row. And you know what that means. Here we go. And yes, Nersha Banco, you are the best. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so we've looked at this team long enough. Why don't we go take a look at my second team and see what they are up to? I might be able to check out, I think I need to spam another Ace of Bronze here. Let's see what number this one turns out to be. It turns out to be 94, okay? 94 is 9 away from 85. So I may be through round 1. Let's take a look at this longest running tournament and see what I have going. If you didn't get to see it in Discord earlier today, I posted that my team managed to bring in. If you're ready for this, they brought in 36 packs yesterday, and they did it via a variety of means. We had 10 drops. They brought me in 5 pack placements, a 10-pack win, 2 5-pack second places, I should say, and then 2 3-pack semifinal losses. That adds up to 36 packs. And I had already opened 5 of those yesterday on stream. So 31 new ones came in, and that's what I had sitting in storage before today's 5 drops came in. So we're now sitting on 36 that you can see on the screen there now, and it can't sync my cards. It's not letting me sync my cards. I want to sync my cards. Let's get my cards synced or sunk. We'll try it again, because that's the long-standing solution to sync errors, is just keep trying until you get the heck in. Anybody else having trouble getting into it today? Okay. Yeah, S Hunter USA. It's a mixed bag, because there are so many different ways to enjoy this game. I mean, like, if you want to get into the managerial aspects and the fine-tooth comb detail, I think that yes, the traditional game is definitely for you. Myself, that part of baseball never really appealed to me that much, but I really like the idea of collecting cards and using those cards and try to come up with the best combination of cards that I can achieve, or ones that I can buy, or ones that I can pick up by whatever means possible. I like to pick up those cards and do something with them and see if I can make them do some magic for me. And that's worked for me all the way up into Diamond League. I've not made it to Perfect League yet. That's still a long-standing goal of mine. I want to make it to Perfect League someday. But in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun with it and making a lot of friends along the way. THF is one. Nershabenko, even though he doesn't play much Perfect Team, I've got him amongst my friends. I got Cubs fan 23 Steve. I got Bredov. I've got a whole coterie of people that I've come to know. C Wit, see him a lot. The Castroville Measures, heck yes. I mean, like, that, even though they came up a little bit short in their bid for the Perfect Team championship, world championship that took place yesterday and last night. I know I congratulate Seawitt for making it there, but gosh, your Roonies. That 6th inning that the other team had against Seawitt's Castroville Mashers, holy moly, what an inning that was. And that ended up winning them the ball game, I do believe. And so Mr. Audit gets to be the best manager in Perfect Team. Okay? Yep. It was one of Mr. Audit's team, right? Still pulling for the dead meat? We'll see. I got to go back and take a look at it. Do I do any daily caps? No, I do not. I spam quick tournaments, Lud. I spam quicks. And the reason for that is, if I spam quicks, I have more chances to win some packs. And the more chances I win that I have to win packs, I actually win more packs than I just do sitting there waiting on a cap tournament that only happens once a day. And that uses up one of my 3 tournament slots that I cannot use for anything else. I love to spam quick tournaments with all 3 of my tournament slots. And that way I have more chances to win. And if I have more chances to win, I do win more packs. That's how I ended up with 36 packs yesterday, with the 10 drops that I got in addition to those 26 that I got from 5 different pack placements. 10 from a win, another 10 from 2 second places, and another 6 from 2 semifinal losses that were 3 packs each. So, right, so that's why I do it. I love to get those packs, because it gives me some stuff to open up on my Wednesday and my Saturday stream. Otherwise, it gets a little boring around here. Okay, so let me see here. I got a tournament sim coming in. Bear with me just a second, because I got to get past this. Here we go. And look at, I am playing Mr. Audit's Dead Meat. Holy moly. And he's ahead of me. Oh, I just tied him up. I just tied up Mr. Audit's dead meat. And it was an extra inning thriller, 4-3 in my park, or really not in my park. I've said this many times. In tournaments, no matter what the format, no matter who's in what tournament, it's always going to be, with the possible exception of yesterday's Perfect Team World Championship, the park that is used to play all of those tournament games in is the game's own neutral perfect park. Okay? You look at the box score of every single tournament game. It'll say where the game is. Perfect park. So it's not really a case of home and away. It's a matter of who bats first, who bats last. That's about it. So one team is nominally the home team and the other team is nominally the away team. It doesn't really matter because there is no home field advantage to be had. There's no HFA. So, okay. That's it right there. A really vanilla gorilla. You can't win them if you're not in them. Exactly my point. Isn't there some sort of draft league option for Perfect Team? Sure there is, S. Hunter. There are draft league. Oh, you're talking about draft leagues. Draft league options for Perfect Team. There are perfect draft tournaments that you can get into, but I don't know that there's a perfect draft league where you actually draft your own league. I don't think so, because I think in order to do drafting, you have to invoke the traditional game, or that is the format that you're most used to playing. I think that's the one that you have to invoke in order to enable a draft of any type. But the perfect draft that is in the form of a tournament in Perfect Team, that's available on the right-hand side of your OOTP start screen. The left side is where your traditional stuff is, and the right side is where Perfect Team is. So it's only available on the right-hand side as you're looking at it on the home screen. In other words, gosh, because I didn't notice it until just now that here I am playing Mr. Audit's Dead Meat. They were in my league this year, and they're still active in the playoffs. So let me come back to here. Hang on a second here. If I come to here, see what I'm looking at? All of this stuff over here, this is all Perfect Team related. Perfect Team tournaments down here, which also include perfect drafts. And then Perfect Team league play. Because the longtime users of OOTP will tell you there was a time, and it was a longer time than it's actually been active, but there was a very long time that OOTP was in effect as a viable game, that the only thing you could get was this side over here. The only thing that you could get was all of this, the base game, you might as well say. Call it the base game. Over here, Perfect Team, and that's sort of setup came along as a Johnny-come-lately, but it was wildly popular when it came out. And lots of people flocked to it, and they enjoy playing it. It's the one that I picked up when I first started playing OOTP in Perfect Team 21. I came in about the 9th week of OOTP 21. And in that particular game, and I need to do something else here, get that back to a 30-second refresh timer. But I started out there, and after OOTP 22 came out, and it was the active game cycle, my Perfect Team in 21, I ended up picking up and buying for a whole boatload of otherwise useless perfect points. I bought myself a Tony Gwynn card, what was one of the meta hottest cards to own in OOTP 21, Perfect Team. And then once I acquired that card, I started taking off a little bit more, and I actually did in that iteration of the game. I managed to make it to Perfect League there, but I didn't count it as the real deal because Perfect Team 22 was the active game cycle. I did make it to Perfect League in 21, but not until 22 was already active. So it didn't really count for much in the way of bragging rights. All I did was I went up to Perfect League for one season, got myself promptly smacked down to Diamond, and then the next thing I know, OOTP 21 is dead meat, like Mr. Audit's team. I hope. So, hey, we're ready for another ad break. So let's go ahead and get right into that. And by the time we get out of that, I think it'll be time for us to go take a look at team number 2, my Wildcats, and see what happened with them this season. And we'll do a postseason post-mortem on them as well. So here we go. Another word from our sponsors. Okay, here we go. Okay, gang, I got back into Perfect Team on my Diamond Flames here because I want to take a look. Laptop Hound had a very interesting observation on Bill Lee. Okay, let's see if he was one of the cards that I bought yesterday, because I bought me a bunch of bronze cards. And Bill Lee was unfortunately not amongst them. I did pick up a Mike Gonzalez. That's one that I was missing. I got a Bill Hall bronze card, okay, that I bought. And I put out a buy order for Mike Gonzalez. He was a Plat 4. Bill Hall. I don't see Bill Lee here. There's Bill North for selling him. Okay, let me see here. Bill Lee. Let me look in the card shop. I'm curious as all get out now to find that card and see what he's up to. We're looking for Bill Lee. Come on. There he is. He's a 68. He's only 200. I don't have him yet. I think on your advice there, Lap, I'm going to go ahead and buy him. Let me look what his numbers look like. Okay. I need to do that over here, don't I? There we go. There's his numbers. Oh, look at the control on this dude. Good stamina. Decent hold runners, yes. Nice defense. Why did I not get him? Oh, maybe it's because I already had him. I'll bet that's why I didn't do a... Oh, no, I didn't already have him, or else I'd have a green showing here. I don't know why he didn't show up amongst my team when I was putting together the bronze Plat 4s last night. He wasn't showing up for some reason. So let me go ahead and buy him now. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a search on Platinum 4. Whoops, Platinum? No, not Platinum. We want Platinum. And do Series 4. Okay. And there. Now, Platinum Series 4. And look it over here. There's all my Platinum Series 4s. Now, take a look at this stuff here. Only show cards with sell orders. Let me take this off of here. And I'm looking for Platinum Series 4. Those are all the perfects and diamonds. Let me get down to the bronzes here. Now there's Bill Lee right there. And I just thought I bought him. Didn't I just buy him? Let me look at my transactions. Yeah, I paid 200 perfect points to get that Bill Lee. Why is he still showing up as not in my inventory? This is very curious. Okay. 1975. Were there two Bill Lees? Let me take a look at this card. Now that's the same card. That is the same card, and it's still not showing up in my collection. Wonder why that is. Yeah, the spaceman Bill Lee that liked to throw that ephus pitch. Oh, mercy, what a pitch. So I remember Tony Perez did a number on him in that 75 World Series. Okay, I don't want to spend $220 on something that I've already got. But anyway, I think I'll come back and take a look at that one later, because I think that yeah, I do indeed have that card. He's going for $667 now. No way am I going to pay more money for him, because I just spent $200 for him to help bring his L10 up to the 200 range, thereabouts. Oh, wait a minute. I know what happened. Or wait a minute. That was just for a buy order. That didn't actually purchase him. That's what happened. That's what happened. It was just a buy order, not a buy it now. Yes, Geoman 53 or 153, you figured it out about the same time I did. That's exactly what happened. Let me take a look at my transaction history again. It'll confirm that. That right here, I paid it for a buy order, but it was not a buy it now. That was the going rate at the time, but somebody beat me to it. But you know what? I've got enough perfect points now. I'm going to go ahead and bump that up a little bit. We're going to bump that up. I want to look at market value here. Buy card orders. I'm going to cancel that. I think it was 660, wasn't it? Let me see. Let's see now if they... Nope, that's still not going to do it. 667. Somebody's selling it for 667. I'll go for 667. I got him. Okay, he's in. He's in. I've got the perfect points for it, so I don't mind overpaying that much, because it's still less than 1K. I was spending 1K or more on some of those Plat 4 bronze cards last night. And I'll bet that's what happened, was that I put in a buy order on him and it never got fulfilled. Okay. Yeah, because look, I've still got some sell orders out there on some old cards. That live Jose Quintana, I'll probably go back and quick sell that guy, and that'll make up for the one that I did. But I'll do that off stream. I don't need to waste you guys' time with that. Let's go take a look at team number 2 and see what kind of trouble we can find there. So I'm going to log out of here. All he needs to do is earn me 1 pack, and it pays for him. Yep, that's right. If he helps me get a pack, you bet your booties. There's a lot of good bronze cards in that Plat 4 set. A lot of them. So in addition to completing the bronzes, which helps me get at least that part of the future Plat missions done, it gives me some cannon fodder to use for my bronze tournaments. But 5 pack placements yesterday, they got me 26 packs total in addition to 10 drops. That's pretty hot too. Okay. All right, now let's see now. 6 packs today on this team. Okay. All right, that explains that. I've got an iron best of 5 I need to spam here. There's that. That's 13 of 16. Because my Flames in Diamond were not my only playoff team. Let's investigate what these guys were up to. These are my Finneytown Wildcats. It's so named after the high school athletic teams here in Finneytown, which is not a real town. I've said this on occasion before. Finneytown is not a town. It is a school district carved out of a part of a township. We are one piece of Springfield Township in Hamilton County, which is the county that contains Cincinnati in it. So we're just above the northern Cincinnati city border. If you go up to right around Winton and North Bend, if you take Winton Road north from Spring Grove Avenue, if you can look at the map and see this, take Winton Road north until you get to Spring Grove, or not Spring Grove. You start at Spring Grove and then work your way up to about North Bend and Winton Road. That is about where the city limit stops and where Finneytown begins. And Finneytown is nothing more than, like I said, a school district carved out of part of the township. There are other parts of Springfield Township that go to other school systems. There's a piece of the township that goes to the Cincinnati City Schools. There's a piece of the township that goes to Northwest Schools, which includes Northwest High School and Coleraine High School. There's another part that goes to Winton Woods, which is another school system. They were last year's State Division II football champions last season in the state of Ohio. They won Division II, which is the second largest class of schools in football, and they managed to get a state championship last year. So Winton Woods gets a piece of Springfield Township. There's also Wyoming schools that are there. Wyoming is in the same league as Finneytown, the Cincinnati Hills League. So yeah, Wyoming has a piece of Springfield Township, and I think, if I remember right, there's another part of the township that stretches out into yet another school district. Oh yeah, North College Hill. There's a piece of Springfield Township that goes to North College Hill. There's another piece of Springfield Township that goes to Mount Healthy Schools. So those are all other school systems that the township feeds into, except for the centralized Finneytown portion thereof. And we're not governed by a mayor or town council or anything. We have the same 3 township trustees and treasurer as the rest of Springfield Township does. So Finneytown, not a town. It is a census designated place, though. So it is census definable, if you will, for lack of a better term, that the U.S. Census knows about Finneytown and says, yes, this is a place for people to live, even though its governmental structure is not that of your typical town. It's just not a town. It's just a school system. Okay? So these guys made it to the playoffs, and you can see what happened to them. They got swept in their own wild card series. And what place did they come in to earn a wild card spot? Let's go take a look in the standings, and you can see that over here in the American Conference, they were the number 2, tied for the second and third wild card spots. So I was in wild card number 2 in this Iron League that I got demoted to after a bunch of seasons in silver. I got demoted to bronze, and then promptly got demoted to iron, and I've been stuck in iron ever since. These guys are trying to work their way up to get back into at least bronze, and then try to work their way back up into silver, where their other Team 3 brethren, the Juggernauts, are currently residing and have not gotten relegated yet anywhere. They came close this season, but they did not get knocked down this time around. So 85 and 77, this team here really did pick up. And do you remember what I got yesterday on this team when I was ripping packs? There weren't very many packs, but I got myself a nice little card out of my packs. And that was this guy here. I'll be glad to show you in a moment. This guy right here. I drew this card yesterday on this team, and I promptly inserted him into my lineup and took out the other shortstop that I had, I forget now who it was, because this is a packs only team. And I ended up putting the another shortstop on the bench in reserves and stuck this 100 Brandon Crawford in there as a little bit of a platoon between him and Davy Concepcion. They're both right-handed throwers, but they do bat the opposite ways. So I was able to form a nice little lefty-righty platoon that can defend like hardly any other in an iron league. Let's put it that way. They were par excellence as far as the iron season went. So we did make it into the playoffs, largely due to this dude right here that I drew from a card pack yesterday. He showed up and was more than welcome to be here. So I've got him, and he's getting me closer to getting Cooperstown Club 4, the hits mission, done. I'm very nearly halfway through that thing. I'm just a little over 2/5 done with that mission. I've already got Cal Ripken Jr.'s Diamond Build a Lineup mission done. So there he is. So at 161% complete. So that's not a real bad thing there. But this Brandon Crawford card, man, he slaps. He slaps. Look at that BABIP. Look at the gap power, the overall power to BABIP, or I'm sorry, overall power to contact ratio, pretty decent. So which means it's not a birdie card at all. He's got good gap power. He's got a somewhat decent eye. Not that great in avoid K either. Somewhat decent in both counts. So he does get his share of walks. He does get his share of strikeouts also. So So it's a two-edged sword there, but he was decidedly better than the shortstop that I took him out for. So we did that yesterday. And this card right here was primarily responsible for getting me into the playoffs in Iron this season. Okay, so let's get out of here. Do I have the opportunity to spam? Okay. Laptop Hound saying you may have caused a run on Bill Lee. No more on the shop. I got one of the last ones. Yep. Okay. So I do get to spam another Iron Best of 5 here. Let's do that. Then we'll go take a look at team number 3, my Juggernauts, and see what happened with them. Okay, I've got everything spammed up here. Let's get out of here and go visit my Juggernauts. One thing I may have neglected to mention on my main team in Diamond, the Flames, I'm thinking about ditching Lefty Cheese. I want to go with a traditional lineup like I've used in seasons past, even though this one got me to the playoffs again this season for the 9th time in the previous 12 seasons, which also included my relegation season. If of 8 of those 10 had that I was in the playoffs for, those were traditional lineups. I didn't start hitting the Lefty Cheese until I got demoted to gold, okay? Because right around then was when I finished up Cooperstown Club 4. I finished up Cooperstown Club 4. That gave me some more left-handed pitching in the form of Mr. Eddie Plank. Gave me a 6th left-hand starter option to go along with Tommy Glavine, Sandy Koufax, Jerry Royce, Carl Hubble. Okay, so all of those cards played together to give me a chance to try Lefty Cheese out and give it a shot. I don't think I like it as well as I like the others because these pitchers are not as strong in aggregate as I hope them to be. Right-handed relief corps has done pretty well for itself, but not my lefty starting rotation. So if I go to do Cheese again, it may end up being a righty Cheese sort of thing. And we'll see all about that when the time comes. Okay, let me get back out here to the main screen. I think I need to spam an Ace of Iron here. So let's do that. There we go. Okay. 11 minutes until our next ad break. So here, my third team, the Juggernauts, did not make the playoffs. But they also had their share of good news to pick up and put out there for you guys to see. Because these guys were very, very close to suffering a fate that many other PAX-only teams in their shoes have suffered at the hands of more and more teams that buy their cards that they want to buy. This team is the victim of a PAX-only mentality that I've imposed upon them, that they only get to use cards that they have earned either through packs that have been opened or through missions that their drawn cards allowed them to finish and get card rewards from that. So there are two different flavors of packs only that I've found, and I've mentioned this, on several occasions. There is, you have the people who buy, or that is, they get their stuff out of packs only, and when they get a mission reward card, they don't keep it to use on their team. They sell it to buy more packs. That's one strategy for packs only, and it's a very valid one. It has its own set of people that adhere to it religiously. Myself, I'm the other flavor of packs only, where they are allowed to keep their mission rewards and use them for their own advantage. So both flavors has plenty of people that play either one. So I'm not worried about offending one side or the other. They're both legitimate strategies in my book, and they both have a place in the game. So let's go take a look at this latest sim, and I want to see what the heck this league looks like. I didn't look that much at my other league, but I want to see what this one looks like, because we need to get to an historical challenge to try to get some packs. And it's too early for me to try to get packs on my second and third teams. I need to try and get me some packs on team number 1, my Flames. Because I haven't had 3 days. I haven't had 72 hours pass by, or have I? Let me think about that. No, I might be able to do it. I might be able to do it on my third team. Let's do it there. We'll try to get ourselves a pack on team number 3 while we're here. But I wanted to look at the postseason coverage real quick. Look at my playoff tree. Oh, I need to spam another Ace of Iron. Let's look at that. Ooh, cool. The New Bern Blue Hens. We see them a lot in bronze tournaments. And the Murata Bruins, I think we see them also. This is a silver league. The Clichy Quiet Days are riding the wild card magic in their side of the table, as are the Edgewood Cocoa Goblins. They started out in a wild card situation, and they've earned their way to a conference championship. New Bern Blue Hens, on the other hand, they started out here in the division series in the same thing. Okay, the Murata Bruins, they are also riding the wild card magic. So 3 of the 4 teams here amongst the final 4 in the entire league, 3 of the 4 started out in the wild card rounds. So there's a real thing to be said about preferring to be a wild card as opposed to, say, a division champ. Because look at how often you see a wild card team beat a division winner to move on in the postseason. It happens more times than you might think. And it's pretty doggone interesting to see it happen. The RNG seems to shift gears when it comes to the postseason. Regular season success or failure means very, very little to the postseason engine, or so it seems. And there's pretty good anecdotal evidence that that is indeed what happens. So you can see who's doing what here. Let me jump out, because I think we have another tournament I need to spam. And then we'll come back in and we'll try to get ourselves a pack. Oh no, I've got 13 more teams to sign up here. Okay, so let's get in here. We're going to do the new historical game. And for those of you who haven't seen this yet, how to get yourself a single card pack, and you can only earn one every 72 hours. 72 people hours, not 72 OOTP hours, which are a little bit different. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Oh, wait a minute. I got to think about this. Thursday morning. Yeah, I think I should be able to do it. I should be able to do it. Okay, we'll find out soon enough. Okay, so here on this first screen, I've already chosen an era, and I've chosen a specific year because I like to play the 1927 Yankees. The chances of winning a pack are predicated on your achievements. This team pumps out achievements like practically none other. So I'm playing the 1927 New York Yankees. We've only chosen an era and a year so far. So we'll move on. It'll import some data. And after it's done importing some data, then I go through some other steps, make a couple of little changes here and there. And some of them are pretty sizable changes when it comes to determining your flow of the game while you're in an historical challenge like what I'm doing. What it's going to do, it's going to simulate a season, an historical season in Major League Baseball that you have just chosen the year for. And I've chosen the year 1927, where the regular season consists of 154 games, and the playoff structure is very, very simple. The winner of the National League plays the winner of the American League in the World Series, and it's winner take all. Okay? That's how that works. Okay, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. Let's hurry up and get this going, game. It's running a little slow for my blood. I'm just glad I'm not doing packs right now, or I'd probably be wanting to fall asleep. Okay, so right here, I hit the bottom of these top two check boxes, and it automatically checks the one above it. Then I move on, go to the next screen, don't touch it, move on to the next screen, don't touch it, move on to the next screen. Now here's where I set up my save game parameters and also my manager name. So I like to use a year, month, day. Oops, hang on a second. It's 2022. 12:04 is the date, and I'm going to say 4:07 p.m. Okay, as the start time of my game, and I'm going to save it once a virtual month. And you notice that my my manager name that I'm allowed to modify, it keeps it from previous iterations of this particular historical challenge. But this is my tribute to my favorite Reds manager, and none other than Mr. Sparky Anderson. This is his old man, old Sparky Anderson. So he was born in 1887. I have no idea if Sparky, I think he had a father, else he would have a reason for being there. Okay, it's when somebody when I find some sort of humor in something, I'll say, "Oh, that was a good year," and then they'll say, "Oh, you remember anything about it?" Especially like if it's hundreds of years in the past. Since I'm an old dude, people will sometimes accuse me of being around when the dinosaurs were, and I'll say, "Well, the way I figure it is like this: if I had any ancestors around back at the time that this guy existed, and I say it was a good year, if I had any ancestors around by then yes, I have a reason for being here right now and talking to you." Okay, because I have heard the old adage that if your parents never had any kids, there's a good chance you won't either. Think about that one for a minute. Okay, alrighty, we're going to move on. We're ready. My manager's been named, and I set up my save parameters, and now I get to choose a team. I've already chosen an era and a year, and we're going to choose the 1927 Yankees. And we move on. We do a little bit more data importing. Don't know if we're going to have time to do an historical World Series today. We'll see. Some good techno music there, I think. Okay, now here I get to configure the continue button. Most of my gameplay is going to be predicated on what I do right here. This determines your game flow. And I will configure. Now, in order to streamline the game flow, I uncheck everything so I don't get any of these interruptions. And the other thing that I change after I uncheck everything is I come over here to this autoplay length during the regular season, every time I hit the continue button, I don't want one day to take place. I want an entire week to take place. And it will simulate that entire week that's ahead of you in the game. Everything unchecked, change that top drop down from 1 day to 1 week, and you're ready to move on. Click through that, and we're ready to start and actually hit the continue button to move on. And one more time, and let's go. Now what it's doing right now is it's simulating days up and into opening day. And it will stop and tell you autoplay has been paused because league play starts today. And we have to click through that and actually hit the continue button again, and we're allowed to move on. And while we are moving on, we are ready for our next ad break. So I will leave everything right here at this particular point in the proceedings, and we will go visit ad break number 3, another word from our sponsors. I promise the next screen that you see when you come back from the ad break will be the one that follows this one in the flow. Okay, here we go. Okay, gang, we have returned, and as promised, we are sitting on the screen that immediately followed the one that we were stuck on while it was doing some background cogitating. Autoplay interrupted because the regular season starts today. Click through that, hit the continue button again, and now we start simulating baseball games. Here's how fast it takes to play 1 week of baseball in this simulation. Boom, first week is done. First week in baseball, and this is all of Major League Baseball. There, I got 2 achievements, no pack yet. Let's keep on going. We're going to click through this stuff as quick as we can. And you'll tell about the same time that I do. See, the more achievements I get, the more chances I get to win a pack. So that last little box had 3 achievements. This one's got, I think, 5. Still no pack yet. Click through everything, keep going. Okay, no achievements there. Keep going. No achievements there. Okay, 2 there. Still no pack. Nothing there either. Or there either. Okay. Because the main thing I'm interested in here is achieving a pack, because once you get that 1 pack you're allowed to get every 72 hours, then you can check and see if it's a gold pack, which you get sometimes from the RNG, or a standard pack. Those are your 2 possibilities for awards in the historical challenge. Okay. And someone was asking me on Wednesday about maybe doing a tutorial. The only problem with that was I think a week ago today, someone was asking me about the tutorial. And I was going to try to do one in the middle of the week, but it turned out I did not have the opportunity to do that. So I'm going to shoot for later on this week. If I can go midweek, like either Wednesday night or Thursday morning sometime that gives me a 72-hour window between Sunday and Sunday. Okay, like right down the middle is like a Wednesday somewhere, or Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So yeah, I like to get 72 hours on either side. That way I'm doing it about the same time every week. And I don't have to worry about, okay, going, oh, it's been 72 hours. I got to start another one right now. Okay, even though, okay, those 72 hours might move you to a Tuesday or something. No, it would be earlier on a Wednesday. And then it gives you a longer time on the other side of that if you like to try to keep it there. Well, let's see, it would be sometime on Saturday then. If you really wanted to do it every 72 hours on the dot, whether you needed to or not, then you can gain a day, maybe one day out of a year. Perhaps, if you're lucky. But I'm not seeing many achievements here, so I might not get a pack. At the rate we're going, things are looking pretty poorly. Even though the Yankees are leading their division, or they're leading their league, I should say, we're pretty poor on achievements. And that doesn't sound right. Oh my. Okay, see? Another week, no achievements. Thanks, GeoMan153. I appreciate you being here. Have a great rest of your day. Milestone. You'll always see Babe Ruth hit his 400th home run in 1927. That's one you can always count on. And look it up here. We are already past midway in August. Okay? Up here at the very, very top, you see a date. Shows where you are in that season. No achievements there. Because if I can get out of here a little bit early, I've got to heat up some leftover turkey for today. No pack yet. No pack at all, because we've been really in achievement poverty in this particular iteration of the challenge. So I usually don't have this few a set of achievements. Okay. Getting all kinds of click-through personal messages. Okay, there we go. The season's over already. Okay, we're going to the playoffs. We're in the World Series. Let's see how we do with the World Series. Then we'll abandon the continue button in favor of another one. And what have we got? Oh, the St. Louis Cardinals smeared them. Absolutely cleaned the floor up with the 1927 Yankees. And they did get some achievements at the end of the season. Okay, got a good score and got an owner goal completed. So let's keep on going here. Now here's where, instead of the continue button, I come over to the play tab. And I fast forward, and it's not available to me until I get through the World Series, to hit the play tab and come down here to fast forward to December the 4th. Because look at all the announcements that happened before that. These are all individual achievements that the Yankees could pick up. And the more achievements that you have, even after the regular season is over, as long as the challenge is still active, and it still is until after this point, then you have a chance to get a pack out of it, just simply from achievements that happen. These are post-season achievements, but still they count nonetheless. Because I've seen sometimes the pack gods see fit to give me a pack at this stage and not in the earlier stages. We'll see. So I'm still fast forwarding to December 4th. And look at the new achievements I got. I got 5 achievements. And I love this one, Manager of the Year. I got it strictly for my mouse clicking prowess, for lack of a better term. But that's it. As far as the season goes, I'd have to go back and try it one more time to see if I get a pack this trip. But we are running a little bit short on time, and I do want to get to the kitchen. So I think once we get past our next ad break, it should be just about time for us to maybe get headed out of here. And I'll be looking for somebody to pass everybody off to. So we will make that adjudication here in just a bit. I think what I may just do for grins and giggles is go back to my main team and maybe try the challenge again there. Let me see. 28 to 35. Ace of Iron is what this third team plays. So there they go. So I got a whole lot of nothing as far as achievements went that season. It really stunk. But you can tell right away when you get that pack, because it sticks out from the other message boxes a little bit taller and a little bit longer vertically. You'll see it. And it'll have a heading of congratulations up on top, and you go ahead to get to it, and you can see you can click through it. You've earned yourself a pack. Your transaction history will show you the pack, and you can move on from there. Open it right away. Open it at your own leisure. Your call. So let me get out of here. We got that tournament spammed up. And I think I'm going to go back to that main team. I'm curious to see who's doing what in the playoffs over here. Okay, I've got another Ace of Bronze I need to spam up here. There we go. Quicks. Okay. Let's see here. 94 to 99. Not a big enough gap yet. Let's get in here. See what's cooking. We have about 18 minutes. 19 minutes till our final ad break of the day. And we may be calling it quits after that particular ad break. Decent tune there. Okay, so we're looking at the league postseason coverage, and we're looking at the playoff tree. Ooh, Mr. Audit's dead meat is ahead of the Houston Slump Busters 3-1. He's on the verge of his ghost team overtaking a former Perfect League champion. If he does that, he would be one of the luckiest ducks on the planet. Mr. Audit, are you in the chat? Oh, you just pulled Bunt Cease? Never winning anything again? I hope you're not done winning stuff. If you're anything like me, you have a long, illustrious future ahead of you. Okay? I hope. Yep. I couldn't agree with Laptop Hound more, where he says if this Bill Lee Spaceman card can get me just one pack, if he can get me just one pack, he has paid for himself, because a standard pack runs 1K. And that's what I ended up paying for him, was about 1K. Or was it? No, it was 800 and something, wasn't it? It was 800 and something, maybe 823. Don't exactly remember, but that's okay, because I was more interested and focused on getting the card, not necessarily on how much it cost in terms of perfect points, because I had plenty of them to throw around. And I still have over 55K, for crying out loud. I think I only spent like 2K last night on cards, on bronze cards that were part of Plat 4. Okay. So Mr. Audit and his outfit are ahead of the Slump Busters 3-1, and we got a 3-2 lead. The division winning, in my division anyway, Kane County Cougars, they overcame me in the wild card round, and they made it through the division series. Now they are ahead 3-2 in the conference series to see who goes on to play. It looks like right now at this point, Mr. Audit's dead meat in the World Series to see who of the illustrious teams that are remaining, which of the two are going to make it up to PEL? It'd be fun series to watch. So let me see here. Let me see. Hang on just a second. I have to take a very, very quick break. Please excuse me for a moment. You think 667 is what I paid for him? That's right, Lap. You're right. You're right. If I have time to look at the craziness that is Iron Lee Wheat Iron card. Lee Wheat Iron card. Okay. Lee Wheat Iron. Okay. Let's see. Let's do that right now. That gives us a little bit more time to waste here. Let's see here. Market, market, market. Lee Wheat. Let's see now. Let me see. Is he over here? There he is, right there. He's a 53. Look at the sell orders. Oh, nice, nice. Doesn't have much in the way of stuff, but he can sure move the ball and he can sure control it. Decent, decent numbers. Decent numbers. His stamina ain't much. Is he a reliever? Yes, he's a reliever. Because, yeah, his stamina is right up there. See, now, if this team played iron tournaments, I'd go right out and buy that Lee Wheat right now. But only my second and third teams play iron, and those two teams are pack only. But that Lee Wheat card is a pretty cool looking card there. It's a very cool looking card. Okay, let's see. Anything else of interest? Not that I can see. Okay, let's go ahead and move back out of here. I do need to take a very quick break, because Mother Nature is not just calling my name, she's screaming it. So we will be back very, very shortly once Mother Nature takes its course. So bear with me a moment, please, while I get the break screen up and going, and we will keep her moving right after that. So here we go. I need to go to OBS to do this and do it right. So let's do it, and we will be right back to it. See you in a bit. Oops, wrong screen. My bad. This one. Okay, gang, we're back. We're back. I was able to take care of that business that needed some personal attention, up close and personal. So what I want to do is, hang on a second, there we go. I got to do that. Okay, so what I want to do next is run my Perfect Point giveaway. Then we'll do one last ad break, and we will be out of here for the day. I'm going to end the stream a little early today, because I do need to get to the kitchen and get some good stuff cooking in there. So let's go ahead and do our perfect point giveaway, and we need to get to another screen to do that, and we need to go here to do that. So let me get over to where I do my giveaways. And there it is. Now I need to, this is all invisible to you guys, but here are the ground rules for the giveaway. Okay, so there are 2 ways to enter the giveaway. And we have right now 129 people in chat. There's 129 people in chat, but the highest we seem to get is up like in the 40s or maybe close to 50 people to enter. Everybody else is probably ghost shipping, or else they have no need for the 25,000 perfect points, but I don't know of anybody that has that. But 2 different ways to enter: exclamation point enter, exclamation point ticket. Don't put a number after it, even though the Stream Elements chat prompt tells you to put a number after the command. No, don't do it. It will kick you out. And only use one of the 2 commands, not both of them. Exclamation point ticket, then hit your enter key. Or exclamation point enter and hit your enter key. And that's all you need. Exclamation enter, then hit your enter key. Exclamation ticket, hit your enter key. One of those 2, but not both, or it'll kick you out. And we'll let it run for a couple of minutes. And when we are done with that, we will draw ourselves a winner with the appropriate drum roll sound effect. And we will go ahead and get this cooking right about now. So be on the lookout here. We're ready to start it. And here we go. Okay. Go ahead and enter at this point in time. Exclamation point enter, exclamation point ticket. One or the other, not both. Look at the entries. We're up to 7 entries. 8, 9, 11. You can see the number up in the upper left-hand corner of the stream screen. Okay, the first minute is just about up. We're up to 18 entries. We have 1 minute to go right now. Only 18 entries, gang. 130 people in chat right now. We lost one. Someone left us. "20 entries, and we are now down to 30 seconds left before we draw a winner. 21 entries. Cubs fan 23 Steve is in there. He's our only 3-time winner, by the way. Uber Reese has won a couple, and Cubs fan 23 Steve, also Twan LX 2000 has won a couple. They are the only multiple winners that I can think of, and I think we might have had Port Dog, I think, was a 2-time winner also, perhaps. I think so. Yeah, I think Port Dog was another winner. Radman's in there. Oh, we're past our 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and close it out, and the giveaway is closed. The giveaway is closed with 22 entries in the giveaway. So let's see who is going to win this thing, and we will pick a winner. Please be watching the upper left-hand corner of the screen. It'll tell you who our winner is, and also it'll appear in chat. Okay? Our drum roll. Radman 999, congratulations. You have just won 25,000 perfect points from OOTP. Congratulations, buddy. You have just picked up a nice, cool, and calm 25K in perfect points. Now, here's what I'm going to do, Radman. I'm going to click on your name in the chat, and I'm going to click on your name in the chat, and I'm going to send you a Twitch Whisper. and I'm going to be asking for your perfect team manager name that you the account that you would like for your 25,000 perfect points to go to, and the correct capitalization is pretty important in my communication to the OOTP helpers that help me out with this. So I'm getting ready to send you a whisper, and if you don't know where whispers are in Twitch, up at the upper right of the Twitch screen, you'll see a little circle with my picture in it. You'll see a little circle up there, then what looks like a cactus, maybe to the left of that, and where it says Get Bits, just to the left of Get Bits is a little bubble that says Whispers if you hover over it. That's where a number is going to appear to let you know where I'm going to be conversing with you. It's Twitch's version of private messaging or direct messaging. So here we go. This would be your OOTP login. Oh man, if I could spell, I'd be dangerous. Okay, Radman, do you see your whisper up there? Oh, wait a minute. It's not letting me do that. Okay, Radman, can you click on, and let me put something here in chat with my name on it, and you can click on it. Hang on a second, it didn't get there. There might be something in your privacy that's preventing it. Okay, hang on a second. It's not a privacy thing on my account because I'm able to go. So, okay, what you want to do there, Radman, is click on Gorgo 2005, and it will allow you. Oh, you're using an iPad. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay. Do you see the whisper bubble up there in Twitch? In your Twitch app? Go ahead and try sending me a message. Okay. Okay, click on my name and then choose whisper. Or I'll tell you what, Radman. Is there a Discord user ID that you have, and maybe I can private message you through Discord? You're using Go. Okay. Okay. You don't see anything? Okay, it wouldn't let me send. Okay, hang on a second. You're using Go? Don't be in Go. Be inside of Twitch, where you should be watching the stream. It's inside of Twitch. If you can see the Twitch chat, your account. Oh, Radman. Okay, 2 D's, 2 N's. Okay, bear with me just a second, Radman. I will double check and verify that inside of OOTP. If you don't mind hanging on for just a moment, I do need to verify everything correct. Okay, please allow me a moment here. And it's capital R. Okay, let me try that. I'm going into the Perfect Team universe, and I'm going to be searching for that account name and make sure that it is correct, or that is that OOTP likes it, because there has been some times when I have found one that didn't quite fit. I just need to verify it for the folks at OOTP so that they can get the 25,000 points to you. So bear with me a moment, please. I'm getting ready to go in there. Let's see. Okay. I see 99. The Dinkytown Dinks? That's you? You are the Dinkytown Dinks? Does that sound right? Excellent. Okay. It's actually, it is all lowercase, Radman. It is all lowercase. I can see it now because I did my search in the universe based on all lowercase, and it would give me whatever match it came up with, and it showed me the correct capitalization at that point. If you've ever done a manager search inside of the OOTP universe, and then the managers and rankings tab, you can go to search user, and I just did lowercase RADDMANN, and it shows me RADDMANN 99. The team's name is the Dinkytown Dinks. You're in gold 305, and you have an overall record of 1666. I don't know if I like those 3 sixes in a row. It's not. It's kind of ominous, if you ask me. 1666 and 1250, and it tells me you've been in 13 playoffs. You've got 2 World Series trophies. You've won 83 tournaments, no perfect drafts, and you've completed 334 missions. So that's what the Universe Manager tab tells me. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and send the perfect points on your way to you, and you should be getting them later on today or sometime tomorrow, Radman. So thanks a whole lot for entering, everybody. We appreciate everybody being here, and we are getting ready to finish it up, and I'm going to check and see if I can find somebody to raid. So bear with me a second. I'm going to go looking for a raid victim. And if we can find somebody, we're going to ship you their way. Come on, Twitch. Come on, Twitch. There we go. Is anybody else active? Cavacom is on right now. Let's go ahead and send you over to Cava, and we will say goodbye for the end of the day. But there's our last ad break. Screw it. I'm not going to do it. I'm a poet and don't even know it. So, yeah, we're not going to take the time to do an ad break. I'm going to go ahead and ship you over to Cavacom. So bear with me just a second. Got to get there and set up the raid. And we're going to send you off to Cava. Okay? Oops. If I can spell there again, I'd be dangerous. Okay? So thanks a lot, everybody. Yeah, we're doing nothing but leftover smoked turkey, that smoked and cooked, fully cooked butterball that all we had to do was heat up. It was marvelous. Piece of bird, you know. And we got leftover legs, we got leftover wings, and we have one leftover breast. So we finished off the thighs already. We made some soup with some of the thighs and had a meal with some of the thighs. Even some turkey sandwiches that we had for supper one night. So we've done just about everything you can do with the parts of a bird. But we're going to finish off wings and legs, I think, tonight, plus part of a breast. And we still have some leftover soup to go through. We got another 2 or 3 days worth of turkey to go through for just the 2 of us. So thanks a lot, everybody, for sticking around with the old fart today. We appreciate you spending time. And we are going, that is with the old fart, that is. And we're going to send you on your way to Cavacom here very, very shortly. So, as usual, it's Gorgo 2005, rounding third and heading for home. Thanks again for spending time with me today, and have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll next see you here on Twitch on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and open some packs at that point. So, thanks again. Take care. We will catch you later. Bye-bye.